Hi guys, Charlie here in Dubai. Today I'm going to take you through 7 habits that make you weak and also poor. And these are the things that held me back and made me a broke estate agent, stuck in the matrix for a long time. And when I learned how to break these habits, I became a multimillionaire who now lives in Dubai, has 2 7-figure businesses. And I'm going to talk you through these things which are going to be holding you back. Now, before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer and hit the like button. Now, the number one reason most people get stuck and never actually see progress in life is procrastination. And a lot of this is due to retarded morning routines. Fucking around, not actually doing the work you're supposed to do. You spend 4 hours preparing to do the work, 1 hour actually doing the work. And if you actually look at your return on the amount of work you produce per unit of time, if you just start doing the thing, you start being more productive. So you don't need to spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours warming up to do work, doing ice bath, yoga, meditation, journal, red light therapy, all this bullshit. Just get up, turn your computer on, write down on pen and paper like I have here what you need to do. Like today, record YouTube video. 2, prepare presentation for a big event on Friday, Saturday. I woke up, I start and do those 2 things when I begin work. That's how you get shit done, and you need to limit procrastination. Now here's an important framework to really think about. When you're looking to grow, this is like a reverse paranoia that people have. When you're looking to grow physically as a person and as a business, you want to have growth, but you also want to fully understand everything you're doing. You can't be in a position you're actually growing and you know what you're doing because you're trying to learn new things. So if you're in a position right now, you don't understand a lot of the stuff you're doing, that's fucking amazing, that's great. Because that means you're in a position you're growing, you're pushing yourself. I'm in a position at the moment, I'm doing this across the board with loads of wild shit. I currently have a Spanish teacher who's teaching online. I have a speaking coach. I'm focusing on loads of different avenues to improve my skill set, to become better at what I do so I can help more people and provide more value and up-level my skills. As if I'm playing the game Grand Theft Auto, I'm trying to level up my character in Call of Duty, and we used to play that. Now, one of the frameworks I find is a secret in terms of having an unbreakable mindset is this. You want to have paranoia in the present and unshakable belief in the future. So you want to be paranoid about doing shit now and that things could go wrong any moment, but you have 100% bulletproof belief that long-term you will achieve what you want. And as long as you have that belief, you will get there, and it's a war of attrition. You just need to turn up every single day, take wild amounts of action, and you will eventually get there. If you do that, it's physically impossible, and that's why procrastination is the number one dream killer, which keeps people poor. Now, number 2 is negative self-talk. So thoughts become things. So you having control of your own mind is the biggest superpower you can have. If you can't control your own thoughts and your own thought process, this is a huge thing that's going to hold you back. One of the things that I try and think about in terms of me having a positive mindset, which if I'm honest with you and transparent, I naturally have a very negative mindset. I was very anxious when I started my business. I've always been a very anxious person, and that's something I've struggled with. One of the things I do is I try and stack so many fucking wins that I become undeniable, which is why I've got 2 Comma Club awards placed in my office on the wall. So I look at them every day and like, you fucking done that, you've got this. So when I'm having a moment of self-doubt, I have things around me to remind me of the success I already have and what I've achieved. Now, if you're in a position right now you don't have the success you want, good. This is your opportunity to change that and put the effort in. But you will have had success somewhere else in your life. Whether it's just you got up and you made your bed in the morning, whether it's you scored a goal playing football or American football or whatever. Like, there will be something you are good at, and if you are good at one thing, you can be good at anything. And if you are trying to do something that anyone else in the world has done before, that also means you can do it as well. I'm not inherently gifted. I have learned the skills to do everything I currently do, which is the same thing as you watching this right now. If you're in a position you're struggling in terms of negative mindset, that is your job to reframe that. So one of the things I've done is I constantly listen to positive mindset podcasts, YouTube, the things I read. And the 2 best things you can do that will completely transform your life. 1, cut out and don't watch the news. If something really important happens, someone's going to tell you. It's complete fucking bullshit. Number 2, don't read the newspapers and like mainstream media at all. Like, you do not need to know. Even like the radio came on here in Dubai today and it's like, shooting in America, this is happening in Israel. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, bad things happen in the world every single day. That I cannot control that. So me hearing negativity is going to have a negative impact on my mindset. One of the reasons I moved to Dubai is because I want to be around other killers and have a mindset with people who are looking to get to the next level. And thoughts become things, and the more you can control your negative mindset, the more you can push yourself to hit the levels of achievement you want. Because if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? Number 3, seeking external validation. Now, this is a huge one that I personally have suffered with in the past. And if you look at human dynamics in terms of as human beings, men want status, women want security. So men want big biceps, they want loads of money, they want to live in a fucking nice place, they want flashy cars, all this bullshit. Why? Because they're trying to get status on things like social media and to get validation of their self-worth and how good they are. You playing the validation game is one of the things that's going to keep you poor. So you have to understand that you want to take validation from you and your own success, and ultimately you selling your own soul to try and seek external validation is one of the quickest ways you lose confidence in yourself. You create confidence by holding true the things you say you're going to do and actually fucking doing them. Like today, I want to go and train legs with the trainer I work with, Steph, and I was like, I really don't want to fucking do this. I really don't want to fucking do this on my way there. But I turn up and just fucking do the thing. If it's hard, good. Like, that's the point. And you doing hard things creates mental resilience and it allows you to keep pushing yourself up. So when I come and do things like film a YouTube video, this is really fucking easy. And this is an important thing in terms of the things you do should be for yourself, not for external validation. I'm not making this YouTube video for external validation. I don't give a shit. Like 10 people watch this or 1,000 people watch this, right? Or 1 million people watch this. The reality is you seeking external validation means you're going to do things for the wrong reasons and means you're not going to do what I said at the beginning of this, which is take things all the way. When things get difficult or you don't see immediate success, what's going to happen? You're going to flake out. You're going to stop making the content you're supposed to be doing, stop working on the business that you're supposed to be doing. You're going to stop working out like you're supposed to be doing because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it for other people who don't give a fuck about you, who don't even know you're doing it for them. You're not doing it for you. The more you do it for you, the further you will succeed in life. Number 4 is complaining. Shit's going to go wrong every single day. And one of the things I say in business is that you either have a problem or a crisis, like constantly, and it's going to be a loop. And I would say you probably have a crisis every 3 to 6 months. So I'll give you an example. In November, I had my fitness YouTube account disabled, which had 34,000 subscribers, 6-7 years of content, like just personal stuff that was important to me. On my Stripe account, because we made a shitload more money in November, got a reserve put on it, so we were losing 25% of revenue. We got blocked for Instagram messaging for a week, and then something else bad happened. And what they actually say in terms of complaining, what I just mentioned then is interesting, that something isn't a problem if you're not going to remember it. Like a framework I think of is, would you remember it in 5 minutes? Would you remember it in 5 hours? Would you remember it in 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years? I can't even remember what one of the problems were. But the reality is, things are going to go wrong. And if you even think about the framework of like, will this matter in 5 years' time? Probably not, right? So all the bad shit that's happened to me in the past, my Instagram account getting disabled, Stripe accounts with $20,000 a month recurring revenue going down, clients wanting refunds in our fitness business for whatever reason, Facebook ad accounts getting disabled, all this shit just happens, right? And this is just the course of business. And these things are built to test you. And what they do is they force you to up-level your skills and increase your stress tolerance. What I look like now in terms of the amount of stress I can handle just becomes normal. If this was me 3-4 years ago, it would have folded me in fucking two like a Coke can. And the reality is, the further you get along in business and the more exposure you get to problems, the higher your stress tolerance gets and the more experience you get, the more you just get used to it. So you complaining about things doesn't fix the problem. And I'll give a really difficult situation I had to deal with last year. One of my very closest friends and personal mentors who actually worked for me as our head coach and mastermind, Corby Waters, passed away. So I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and I actually saw a message on Slack from one of our clients, Eric, being like, have you heard what happened to Corby? And I was like, I fucking knew straight away. And at the time he was away on vacation in Dominican Republic. So I opened my phone, I was like, blah, 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 all these messages. So long and short, he unfortunately passed away and drowned. So I wake up and I'm in a situation where I'm very upset because I've never had anyone really close to me die. I've been very fortunate in that respect. And then I've also got a situation where someone who's a big part of my business has literally just gone and disappeared. So I'm fucked from 2 ways, right? And what did I do to deal with this? I didn't complain. There's nothing I can fucking do about it. I dealt with it proactively, fixing the problem within 4 or 5 hours of how I can restructure a business, who I can bring in and deal with it. And then I let myself emotionally mourn probably a week or 2 after that. And this is where like complaining about shit going wrong isn't going to serve you. Fixing things goes wrong serves you. So one of my favorite sayings is action beats anxiety. So when you have big problems in business, just deal with it and get ahead with it proactively and work things out. Because the more you sit in your laurels and complain, the bigger the problems you're going to get and the more of a downward spiral you're going to achieve. Number 5 is excessive materialism. So this is something I got lured into as a trap when I first started making a lot of money, maybe 100, 150K a month. And I started to lose my mind. I actually remember the first time, probably, I think it was November 2021, maybe I did £260,000, it's about $300,000. And I literally was just perplexed in terms of what the fuck? At 21, I was earning £12,000 a year. And my goal when I was 21, when I was 30 was to make £100,000 in a year. I'd made 258,000 in 4 weeks. So I was like, holy fucking shit. So that literally melted my mind. And I went to this point then where I was just buying random shit and spending stuff a little bit more loosely than I would normally. Now, I've been very careful in terms of the money I make, in terms of investing them into high risk assets and low risk assets. So high risk assets would be crypto, low risk assets would be things like property. I have multiple here in Dubai. So one of the things I've been careful with is putting money into things that can compound for me over a period of time. And also if I ever need those, I can lean back on those. One of the biggest mistakes I see so many people make, they make a little bit of money, they go buy a supercar, they go buy a Rolex. The fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I hope the person who watches this, who I'm talking about, went to go and bought a Rolex watch instead of buying a Mastermind. Bro, there's no fucking return on buying a Rolex watch, but you up leveling your skills and learning the skills to make an extra 10, 15,000 pounds a month, 30,000 pounds a month, you buy a Rolex watch every fucking 2 weeks if you wanted to. And that's where people are short-sighted. They want everything now, but they don't look in the long run. And what happens is those people who look short-term, I've been in this game a while, not many people last 2 to 3 years. The people who last a long time and can compound upwards are the people who play the long game. They put their money where it matters in terms of investing in skills and networking, getting around the right people, because then what happens? Their earning potential upscales, because the value of what you can charge is based upon the value you can provide in terms of the skills you actually have. So the higher the skills you have, the more leverage you almost have and the more money you're going to make by default. Number 6 is avoiding challenges. So you should always be constantly seeking challenges. And the reason you're probably stuck right now in your business, if you're not seeing the success you want, is you're not constantly challenging yourself. What are you trying to learn at the moment? What books are you reading? Are you in a mastermind? What new strategies are you trying to implement in your business? Who in your team are you trying to train? Are you trying to do something physically difficult every day to challenge yourselves? Most people stay vanilla in the fucking middle, in the soft spot, and the people who stay soft are the ones who are going to get crushed. The people who push themselves to max capabilities are the ones who are going to be the winners and who are going to win everything. It's like you're playing Monopoly, they're the ones who are going to fucking dominate the board and going to have all the hotels. You're just going around the board collecting £200 a go. And that's how you're never going to get anywhere, because you're just going to spin your wheels. And I see this same thing with a lot of people who have a coaching business. They make 10, 15K a month and then they get comfortable. And that's why so many people get stuck, because they get in the comfort zone and they're like, oh, this is good, this is enough. It's not enough. And I'll tell you why. Because when you have children or your parents get sick and you've got a big problem, money solves problems. If you've got a big medical bill, you can fucking save someone's life. And that's your responsibility if you have the ability to earn more money, because you do. You have the basic skills already. You just need to push yourself out of your little comfort zone and bubble to go big, and you will get there. And the more you understand that the success and what you really want in life comes from you overcoming things. And if you want a strong character, you have to do hard things. You can't have it without. If you want a big business, you have to take on challenges and do hard things. You can't have fuck you money without having to do the fuck you work and difficult stuff. So if that's what you want and you want to be successful, and you don't want to be in a position where you come to the end of your life and yeah, I could have probably achieved a lot more than I did, the worst thing you can have is regret. So you would never regret taking on a big challenge. Whether you win or lose, you always learn. And if you win, you're going to win big. And then the last thing I want to finish up on is dwelling on the past. So failure is a huge thing that actually leads to success. The more you fail, the faster you win. I failed so many times in my business. And I give an example where I hired a tech team that cost me $80,000 that was retarded at the time, and it was a huge failure. But guess what? That learned me a huge skill in terms of hiring and managing teams and what not to do. And the same thing comes in terms of paid advertising. I've spent millions of pounds on Facebook ads. I've lost probably hundreds of thousands, but I also made millions. Because the winners can be so big in business, if you think about this framework, that in business you can hit one home run that's the equivalent of 1,000 home runs because it's scalable. And when you have that mindset and you don't dwell on the losses, but you look on the potential upsides, anything can be possible in your business, and you just need to reframe your mind. And these are the 7 biggest habits that will stop you being weak and poor. Let me know which is a favorite one of these in the comments below. And if you want help scaling your online business, hit the link below this video. You can book in a free call to see how exactly we can help you with 7-figure scaling systems to become the ultimate version of you, get fuck you money, provide financial freedom for your family in the future. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next video soon.